Welcome. This set of videos looks at how the New Testament was written and how historically reliable it is. Let me give a brief overview of the following videos in the playlist. First, we'll look at two common objections against the New Testament, that it was translated too many times or that it was passed down from person to person like the telephone game. Next, we'll look at types of textual variants seen between the manuscripts. There are a lot of variants, but it turns out they don't affect anything really important. We will also look at some ways to answer the objection that our Muslim friends may raise that the Bible has supposedly been corrupted. Next, we'll look at the fact that our earliest manuscripts are about 100 to 200 years after the originals were written, and compare that to other ancient authors, and see how we can use early citations from authors of that time as a check of the text. Next, we'll look at a set of related questions. Who wrote the Gospels? Were they anonymous or not? Did some of them use others as a source? We'll look at some evidence that most of the Gospels were written before Jerusalem was destroyed in 70 AD, along with most of the rest of the New Testament. Next, we'll look at some factors for why Jesus' disciples could indeed have remembered Jesus' teachings over the years until they were written down, such as the fact that they had already memorized much of his teachings and were going out in pairs teaching other villages before Jesus' death. Next, we'll look at the objection of whether the authors of the New Testament can or can't be trusted because they were biased, and we'll note that just because someone cares about an issue enough to write about it does not necessarily mean that the person is embellishing the truth. Then we'll look at various corroborations of the New Testament, such as from non-Christian historians like Tacitus and Josephus, archaeological evidence, internal evidence like reconcilable variations and undesigned coincidences, and even the resurrection of Jesus itself, which can be used through epistemic routing to support the smaller details and miracles of the New Testament. Finally, we'll briefly discuss the implications if the New Testament is historically reliable, and how to use this information in sharing with friends, and more supplemental resources to dig further. I hope you enjoy these videos.